Out with our kids when we need. She'll help with the little guys. So she's kind of one of those positions we kind of use her where we need her, and this year it's kind of in paperwork, which I kind of think she likes the kids better.
That's
I
correct,
think so,
actually.
yeah. So this is Melissa. You have their attention? And I'm going to be taking notes, Melissa, because I always put things on the test about this, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'll be your guest speaker, and we'll be doing a lecture regarding Asperger's syndrome or autism. Asperger's could be pronounced Asperger's or Asperger's, either way, it doesn't matter really. I myself have mild high-functioning Asperger's syndrome, something I was born with. I can socialize with people. I could drive and have a little part-time job and can thankfully be independent on daily routines around the house. 1. What is Asperger's syndrome? Asperger's syndrome is a high-functioning disorder of autism. Compared to autism, the disorder shows a lack of understanding in the individual. It's the roof of autism. What is autism? Autism is a lower functioning disorder that also shows lack of understanding. 3. How to react if you see a child or even an adult throw himself or herself to the ground in a public store. Don't get involved unless it's absolutely necessary. Remain silent and don't react pessimistically. Possibly the child or adult is having a sensory overload. He or she is not misbehaving. Four, what are the signs of Asperger's syndrome or autism? The signs of Asperger's syndrome or autism are lack of eye contact, looking away, not completely understanding a topic, repeating yourself constantly, being antisocial, or the individual showing interest in one activity or topic only. Asperger's and autism is also like a brick wall in the brain. See the brick as an obstacle, the Asperger's and autism. It takes a little bit more time for the information to go around this brick wall to the brain while learning something new. Some people are quick learners and others need more time to soak in the information to understand the new topic completely. I need a little more details to get the last piece of the puzzle, depending on what the topic is about. This is a different way of learning anything new. 5. What is a sensory overload? A sensory overload is when the brain and the individual is receiving too many mixed messages all at once, depending what's going on around them. If too much is going on all at once, the individual does not know how to handle the overwhelming emotions. Some people cover their ears if the environment is too noisy. Other people throw themselves to the ground, expressing themselves. When you see someone on the ground, they're trying to tell you, hey, there is too much going on here, and my brain can't handle all what's going on here all at once. It's too much for me to handle. 2 words I wish people can take out of their vocabulary. I wish teachers, tutors, peer mentors, or even job coaches could stop using these words around people who have disabilities, or even if people don't have any disabilities. The 2 words are retarded and disabled. The R word that I just mentioned is just name calling. Name calling is completely unnecessary whether an individual has a disability or not. We are not disabled. We all have struggles and strengths, just like everybody else. We all have the potential to be what we want to be. If we were actually disabled, we would actually be dead. That is my point of view. 7, the word nonverbal should stop being used in vocabularies. From my point of view, anytime you run into a child or an adult who does not talk, that does not mean they are not communicating with you. If they are making noises and making eye contact, they are still in communication. Number 8, if you have a student or a client react in a way that's inappropriate to you, how should you react to things better, not worse? The question is for tutors, teachers, and job coaches. If you have a student or clients that, for an example, interrupts constantly while you are talking, after you're finished with your classes, with your students or lesson with the clients, bring that one individual in a separate room to talk with them quietly on what you can do to help them improve to make the situation fade away. Talk to them in a positive, friendly, respectful manner so your client or student does not feel too uncomfortable about his or her situation. Tell him or her what she's doing is a little bit inappropriate. Don't be stern. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Don't correct the individual in front of everyone. That only creates a negative scene. This will only make the individual feel embarrassed and very bad about him or her. If the individual apologizes to you, accept the apology and smile. Don't react pessimistically by saying, for an example, "You already apologized to me." That not only will that worsen the situation, but that will only allow the individual to overanalyze the situation. That won't do you and the individual any good. We do have thin skin. It takes time for our skin to thicken from time to time depending on some situations. Even if situations occur numerous times, continue to be patient and respectful with them. And repeat yourself if you need to get the individual to understand. Positive corrections will prevent dwelling and will help others learn from their mistakes from situations a lot faster. It will be less stress on you and everyone else around you. If you do see another student or client correcting an individual, listen closely to what this other student or client is saying. If he or she says, "It's okay, we all make mistakes, just learn from your mistake and carry on like if nothing happened." Don't assume the enabler is saying what the individual is doing wrong is okay. That's what pessimistic people do. You'll make the individual and enabler more uncomfortable. When people feel uncomfortable, that only creates lack of trust. Thank the individual for stepping in to help the individual feel better. And admit that it's okay to make mistakes. If you feel like you're having your toes stepped on, remind the enabler politely in a separate room that it's your job to make the corrections if you don't want others to step in. If you correct the mistake, it will most likely not be repeated. Number 9, what I wish people can do if the individual with Asperger's or autism does not understand, even if the topic was discussed more than multiple times. Please don't ever get angry or upset if you think I'm a bad listener or don't pay attention. It's not my fault if I don't understand a topic, even if it's discussed more than 10 times. Don't see as if I'm not paying attention or not listening. The reason why I have such a hard time understanding a topic is because I have lots of trouble wrapping my head around this topic, is because I'm out of my comfort zone. My anxiety and stress level is through the roof. I'm having lots of distress inside, even if it does not look like it. Watching teachers or tutors randomly calling on other students and quizzing them and seeing them not know the answer is not a good example for me. Don't get on people and say, we've gone over this multiple times. Are you not paying attention? Why aren't you listening? Hearing questions like that does not only prevent me from trying to answer the questions that's been asked, but that will only cause me to shut down. That can prevent students from learning. When my anxiety and stress level is a lot lower, after having a little bit of time to settle down, please have the time and patience to rediscuss the topic again and make it a tad easier to learn about. Number 10, the positives about Asperger's syndrome and autism. We have very keen memories. I can memorize phone numbers, dates, names, and the lyrics of some music. What has improved from the past. And now the future, present, now, to thrive. I like to stay as clean as we can mentally. I cannot stand being filthy. For an example, lying, gossiping, swearing, and bringing people down. Those pessimistic behaviors are not really my thing. It's too toxic. I love to encourage people to smile, give, support as much as possible. I also love to help out, just to see stress fall off some shoulders. Number 11, what do we do at the end of the day after a full day of distress? Individuals with Asperger's or autism have a unique way to comfort themselves after a day. They may have throw them off course a little bit. We rock while we unwind. Rocking is the most relaxing thing to do while recovering from distress. I do not know the exact reason why, it just does. No explanation. Playing uplifting music does take the mind to a more positive background. New Age music is also very soothing for the brain anytime there is a stressful situation throughout the day. We all have a different way of soothing ourselves after a hectic day. Number 12. Individuals with Asperger's syndrome or Asperger's have sensitivity to some sounds, smells, or some sights that could lead to distractions. The sound of lights flickering on the ceiling can be heard. A food smell that's coming from the school cafeteria that an individual dislikes. An unpleasant scene being witnessed. Hearing someone say something you wish you would not have heard, or coping with the fire alarm. We all have little distractions that will throw us off course occasionally. This is the end of my Asperger's Autism lecture. Thank you all for coming, and Christy, thank you for having me, and you all have a great rest of the day and a great evening.
Can we ask you questions?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Anybody have questions? Yes, ma'am?
What was your disorder again?
My disorder is called Asperger's syndrome, or it could be pronounced Asperger's, either way.
You said it was mild high functioning?
It's mild to high functioning. It's a mild to high functioning level of autism. It's the roof of it.
Okay.
Back in the day, people didn't know the difference between autism and Asperger's. They are slightly different.
Okay.
One is lower functioning than the other, and one is more high functioning than the other. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am?
What's the most challenging thing you've been through?
The most challenging thing I've been through is understanding directions or coping with anxiety or stress. We all have our bad habits, like for an example, some people may pick or bite their nails. Some people may grind their teeth to soothe themselves. Just whatever could distract the mind from anxiety and stress.
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Thanks for coming.
Wonderful. I have not seen you in forever. Sorry.
It's all right. Okay, yes, ma'am?
Do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I do have some hobbies. My favorite hobby is working with photography or videography right here. I love to upload the videos, which are called video clips, and you could upload them mini video after mini video or by image, and you could slowly turn it into a video. You could put it in slow motion, fast motion. You could add music to the video, and you could even make the image move from side to side, whether it's left to right, up and down, side to side, whatever you want to do. And you can make the image 10 to 20 seconds long, or even 30 seconds to a minute long, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. You're in charge of the video. And you could even add some transitions in between the videos. You know what those are? They're a quick little picture that you put in between the video, mini video, or an image, whether it's a heart or a star, or even a fade out, fade in image, so you don't hear this in between a video or an image. It just makes the video go by a lot smoother and past every video and image a lot smoother too. So you don't hear this constant static or popping sound without a transition. Sorry, I can't.
Did you take a
get
class or did you teach yourself about that?
I actually took one class, photography,
In high school?
during my senior year of high school, which
Okay.
was photography, but not videography.
Okay.
Videography I taught on my own, just years of
Just playing
experience.
with it?
Yes, like for an example, do not move the camera very swiftly. Some people, believe it or not, get motion sickness,
Yep.
even by a slight little glance move, you
Yeah.
know. So
Like
learn
a
to be gentle with the camera, not swiftly, not from
Yeah.
left to right, up, down. I mean, you don't want people to have a barf bag around the television or the computer.
That would be bad.
No, so you always have to move the camera very slowly, no matter what you do. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am?
What inspires you to like not lie or want to gossip or curse or anything like that?
I'm gonna be honest with you. There are times that I do have a curse word or lie, depending on the situation. I'm not raised 100%, but I was raised correctly to not lie or tell the truth. I just can't stand lying, you know, the majority of the time, or swearing.
So it's a family value, and you go to church.
Yes,
and-
I do.
Yeah, so she.
The only time I do, there is the time I do lie, is if I'm deathly scared of something.
If you're scared.
If I'm faced to actually face the truth, depending how angry or
Yeah.
agitated a person,
You're
a
worried
parent
about the
would be.
consequence,
Exactly, and
yeah.
that has happened before.
Yeah.
And there are
But you're
times
working on that. It changes as you grow up.
Yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
there are times you do need to have a little white lie to protect yourself. It all depends.
Yeah, you want to tell
Usually.
someone like, yeah, your hair's ugly. Like, yeah, it's okay. That might be
Well, okay, yeah, I didn't comb it this morning. Okay, I admit it does look ugly, for an example. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take the criticism. And as you get older, you do slowly thicken your skin. No one else could do it but you, though.
That's
People
true.
who try to do it only weaken you. They
Yes.
break you, not
They
make
break
you.
So, can I tell them what we worked on when you were in high school?
Sure.
Can I tell them a little bit about your programming? And
Mhm.
because these guys are all kind of working to be teachers or something in special ed. I think she's not here now. We have one lady that was going to work on being a case manager.
Oh, cool.
So when Melissa would come to speech, our job was to work on sarcasms and idioms. And she put some idioms in there, like thick skin and thin skin in there. So she's using those now, which before she didn't even really know what they meant. It was really hard for her to do that. And then we also worked on sarcasm. And she did a really good job because she didn't have it. And then my oldest daughter would draw these pictures like I'm all ears, and it was a head with all these ears. And what else did we have up there?
Don't,
Egg on your face, yeah.
or don't be as sly as a fox.
Sly as a fox, yeah. So she'd come in and we'd work on these things. And then she got to a point where you would say, that's sarcasm, Miss Winter, because I'd throw it at her when she came in. I'd say something, and then she'd think, and then she'd say, oh, that's sarcasm. So she started getting it. And now she just gets it. It just took a while for her brain to figure out those type of things. So we worked on that communication piece.
Yeah.
Now, when Melissa was with me in school, we worked on eye contact. And now that's really not best practices. It's not, I mean, you just need to know they're listening. They don't have to look at you. But, you know, when I was in college, that's what they told us, you know, make sure, you know, we would have goals, would have eye contact. I don't know. So at the time, we're like, okay, you know, but then you think about, well, you just need to know that they're attending. Like, you can be doing other things and still hearing those kind. So I'm not so sure that you didn't have an eye contact goal with me. You probably did.
There are times that I would look at the other individuals that were in the class.
Yep, and that's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay,
just to
'cause
make
you
sure
were
that they're
listening.
doing their job, but that was your job. Did a little bit of toe stepping on there.
No, you did good. So then, what else did we work on? How you interact with peers and do some social things. So that was nice. You didn't go out a whole bunch in high school, but you started getting out. You have her friend Kelly from high school. This is Kelly. Kelly graduated with Melissa,
She was actually 2 grades below me,
2
believe
grades
it or not.
below, so the same kind of time frame then, right?
Pretty close,
Pretty
yes.
close. And they've remained buddies, but going out and doing things that they like. Now, Melissa is a great baker. She bakes me a cake every
Not
year.
professional, not gonna lie, just the basic,
She does a
just a
Betty
basic
Crocker.
hobby kind of baking, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yep, she does a really good job with that. And she does lots of cakes for people. And then your weather. She's real good with weather. You're real excited today about the storm.
Oh, my enthusiasm is through the roof when there's thunderclouds, let's just say
Yeah,
that.
she loves it, and she puts it on.
You guys would think, okay, what are you all elated about? Seriously, it's
Yeah.
just thunder and lightning.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
it's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, just love storms. Some people are scared to death of it, and some
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Now, do you think someday that you want to get your own apartment?
Maybe someday,
Maybe
depending.
someday.
Maybe if I have a second part-time job, maybe it would
It's
be
kind of
affordable.
expensive, huh?
Mhm.
But the thought of it isn't. It's okay either way, huh? Yeah.
Even mobile homes are okay too.
Oh
to look
yeah,
at.
those are okay.
If they're for rent. For sale, no, can't afford that. That would take as much as a house to pay off.
Yeah, sometimes you're a little bit older before you do that.
Yeah, it all depends.
So, do you still like to go out? I know you guys go to movies sometimes.
On occasion, we do.
Yeah, dinner.
Dinner, we haven't gone to dinner as much, but we do pay for one another. I have my turn, Kelly has her turn.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And we focus on what we could accomplish.
Oh yeah.
That's the goal.
always dreaming.
Try to think of the pessimistic as the optimistic. It's not the easiest thing to do, and try not to dwell on it. It all depends how a tutor or a parent or a friend talks to you about it. If they talk to you about it pessimistically, of course you're going to dwell on it.
Yeah. So like if something's bothering you and we talk about it and stuff, it does bother you for a couple days sometimes.
It all depends, yeah.
We have to keep reviewing, that it's okay.
Yeah, like
And-
here's an idiom for an example. Let the drop fall off the duck's back without getting the feathers wet.
I have not heard.
Oh, you haven't heard it? It means let go of some situations without it bothering you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one, and you should.
There are times it does, and there are times I do get my feathers a little wet.
Yep. You get them ruffled.
Yes, they do get ruffled. Don't let them get ruffled.
Okay. You guys have other questions for Melissa? You have two sisters.
Yes,
Mom,
I do.
Dad.
I'm the oldest, but if you look at my two sisters, I look like the youngest.
Do you look like the youngest now?
Yes, my the youngest one, she's 5'7", but she looks like the 26-year-old, and I look like the 21-year-old.
Oh, really?
Like, if I'm out shopping, people would assume I'm 17 while putting alcohol on the belt while checking out. No, that's illegal. You can't do that.
Do they question you on that?
One person did, but my poor sister, one time when she was 16 years old, someone was assuming that she was Dad's wife. No. Poor Tricia.
Poor Tricia.
That's what you get for being tall, I guess. I
Yeah,
guess
I
if you're
guess so,
shorter,
huh?
people
Yeah.
assume you're younger.
So if you had your dream job, what do you think? If you said, Miss Winder or Christy, I want, what would that job be?
That's a good question. I haven't had the opportunity to think about it that much, actually.
Not too much.
Maybe one of them would be actually to, you know how every now and then when you receive text messages regarding a severe weather alert or a warning or advisory?
Are you like that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind talking over the speaker, reading over the advisories or warnings or watches.
Did you just say you like speaking over the speaker? Do you
Well,
like that?
yeah.
Okay, because in our office, when I'm like, guys, make an announcement, I hate that. I hate
Really?
getting on, and we're at a small building, but I might just come get you and say, Melissa, could you announce, whatever it is, make you do it.
At first, you may notice some fast talk, and when people are talking, very quickly, that's a sign of small literal or jittery behavior, actually. So the more you do it, the slower you talk and the better you get at
The
it.
better you get.
Anybody else have questions or comments?
Well, I think you're wonderful, but I think you already knew
What about
that.
your aide back there behind the computer? Does she
Oh,
have any questions?
Nana, she's here to help with the video. She's so we can talk with Erica, and Erica can be involved, and she helps me out with that, so,
Good for her.
yeah, so that's nice.
All right.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So can I get that microcopy? I'll walk her out.
Yes, you may.
Take about 5 minutes, guys, and I'll get her stuff, and then we'll go into the lecture part. Okay, I'll go copy that. So if you
There you
want
go.
to put your camera up, and then